Hi everyone, it's Mari from Doodles da Mari on Instagram, and today I have another journal with me video. So this time I actually tried your suggestion. So a few weeks ago I asked, how would you approach putting your journal up to date? If you were gonna try to keep it chronologically, or if you would try to start with the current week and then start moving backwards until you catch up. And most of you suggested or voted on starting with the current week and moving backwards. So that's what I'm trying today. This I actually filmed last Saturday. So because it was Saturday, I didn't want to journal for that exact week. So I was journaling regarding the week before, just because I still didn't know what would happen on Sunday, right? Um, so yeah, with that in mind, I would also like to talk about or ask you actually if there is any designated time that you usually journal. I know that a lot of people like to either journal every morning or every night. So how do you usually journal? So for me, particularly on this style of journal, I used to be very um, good at sticking to a particular time. So every Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon, I would sit down and journal about the week. And that worked for me very well for several years until it didn't, right? And that's the issue that I'm having right now. So I used to journal every week at the same day, and I would try to journal more or less around the same time, but that hasn't been happening lately. So uh, yeah, I think that's part of the reason why I wanted to start with the previous week, not the week that I was actually on, just because it was Saturday. I wouldn't have anything to write on Sunday, and then what I usually do is I just separate a couple of pens and a couple of stickers and washes, and then as soon as I finish writing everything for that week, I just put everything away. So I didn't want to do like a partial week from Monday to Saturday and then leave Sunday for another time, just because then I would have to grab everything, all of my supplies again, like my pens. And I thought, that's a recipe for disaster. So let's just start with the week prior. And then I was still in a Halloween mood just because Halloween had just passed. Um, or actually, Halloween was approaching, right? Because it was on this Monday that I'm doing the voiceover right now. So it was this past Monday. So I was still in the Halloween mood, and I got some of these cute stickers from my friend Fer on a Happy Mail. So these are actually drawings from a Brazilian illustrated called Luloca, I think it's how we pronounce it. So she has a sort of like a Patreon, and Fer actually subscribed to the Patreon, and she was kind enough to print some of her illustrations on a sticker paper and send it to me. So I really wanted to use those. And I'm actually using a couple of washi tape samples that Fer also sent to me, but it was from another Happy Mail, not from the same Happy Mail. So I have actually been using Happy Mails to inspire me to journal a lot. I've talked about this in previous videos as well, but it's always fun to receive some stationery that you might not necessarily choose for yourself, because just because we have a tendency to stick to the things that we know it works, right? Or we know we 100% like. So yeah, she sent me those washes as well, and I thought that would be a great opportunity to combine those. So what about you? What inspires you to journal other than receiving Happy Mail? Is there any particular thing that might happen, or like a trip or something? Let me know. I've been really looking for other sources of inspiration, just because I don't want to rely or put put a burden on my friends to, oh, I need your happy mail to make me journal, right? So I want to try to find new ways to feel inspired. But lately, happy meals have been a great inspiration for me to journal. And other than that, I'm just, putting down the stickers here. I'm doing the same layout as I do every single week, so nothing new there. Um, but then in this case, for this video, I actually decided to use my Crayola Super Tip pens. And this is because I have the 100 pens box, 100 markers box. And this way it's really easy to match to my sticker colors, right? So that's pretty much what I'm doing. As you can see, I'm literally trying to match the marker to the sticker. So on this 100 page spread here from Hobonichi, I actually swatched all of my markers, super tip markers, and then I actually glued a sticker on the lead of each marker with the number that is associated with each swatch. So that way it's easier for me to quickly find the color that I'm looking for. So yeah, I've been really enjoying using those markers because again, it's really easy to find a color match, but also it's a very cheap and accessible marker. And one suggestion that I had in the past that I might still do a video on eventually is to show the pens that I usually use for my journal. So in this case, I always stick more or less with the same pens. I'm not, I don't have a huge collection of pens, although my husband would probably disagree with me. But I mostly use either the super tips or I have some Kelly Creates brush pens actually that are quite good. I enjoy those a lot. I like the small ones the better. But I also have some Pentel signed brush pens that I use a lot as well. So those are the ones that I use the most. I have some Tombows, but I tend to not use those just because the brush from the Tombow Dual brush are just too big for the Hobonichi in my opinion, at least for the way that I journal. So I tend not to use those unless I'm just trying to highlight something. And then sometimes if I don't have like a great color match on either my Crayola Super Tips or on my small brush pens, then I will try to go to something like a Papermate Flare pen, or like it's just like a felt tip pen, or maybe the what's it called, Sarasa Clip gel pens as well, because I really like those. Sarasa Clip, yeah, Sarasa Clip. So I particularly like the vintage ones, the vintage color ones. Those are also ones that I reach for a lot. I tend to not like to use either the felt tip pens or the gel pens in my journals as much, just because since I'm gonna, with those ones I tend to write smaller, so I kind of try to compensate that by writing more. And sometimes I just don't have a lot of things to write, right? So I tend not to like to use those as much as those slightly bigger pens. And what else? That's pretty much it. I have been trying to not worry too much about writing on the right hand side, but then for this spread here, because I took your advice and actually journaled on a recent week, I actually had things to write about on the right hand side. So I'm just gonna write a few things regarding the week, just to summarize the week. So that was fun as well. So the fact that I'm journaling about more recent weeks allowed me to do those brief summaries of the week on the right hand side, which is something that I haven't been done in the past few weeks, just because again I'm I was journaling chronologically, so I was like in September still, early September. So there's no way I could remember what happened and what I would want to write, in terms of a summary that wasn't already written in the daily logs over there. So yeah, that was another great advantage of journaling, starting from the current week and moving backwards. So I really like that. And what I think I'm gonna do moving forward is I'm gonna journal. Oh, and I'm just showing that while I was um, journaling, I was actually watching Penguins Creative on Twitch, just because I like to have something um, on the background as well, playing to kind of also help inspire me to journal, right? So those Twitch streams are also very helpful in terms of inspiring me to journal. Um, but yeah, what I think I'm gonna do moving forward is I'm gonna try to do at least one current week, or at least, you know, closer to real time week. And then if I'm inspired enough to do two spreads in a given week, then I will move back to an older week. So let's see. Hopefully that will work. But if it doesn't work, I already came to, peace with the fact that they might just be empty, right? So someday I might go back and fill them, but I just decided that I'm not gonna bother about it anymore. If I feel them, I feel them. If I don't, I don't. So I'm just gonna worry about journaling the current pages and what I'm actually inspired to do, and we'll see how it goes. So hopefully this video was inspiring to you as well, to grab your journal and maybe journal along with me. And yeah, that's it. I'll leave you to the rest of the video. It's almost over now, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.